Hello there and welcome to this video by craftofblogging.com. I'm Sumit Bansal, and in this video I'm going to talk about 7 things that you need to keep in mind when you're choosing a topic for your next niche site. Now, these are the things that I consider when I'm starting a new site. You may add your own criteria to it, but broadly these are the things that should make you choose a site that's profitable. Now, the first thing that I need to cover here is your familiarity or your interest in the niche. So don't pick up a topic where you have absolutely no idea about the niche. Pick up something where you either already know a lot about it or you at least have some passing interest in it. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be an expert. You don't need to, but you still need to have some level of interest in the niche. Don't pick up something where you're not at all interested and then you start a site and write content about it or create videos, because you would not be able to do justice with the content. You would not be able to cover it completely, and in that case the quality of your overall site would not be that great. So it's always best to pick up something where you already know a little bit about that. Now, if you cannot think of anything, if you cannot come up with any topic that you think is a good idea for your site, then just spend some time and think of the things that you usually search about, you usually read about. What are the things that you talk to your friends about? Maybe it's sports, maybe it's fitness, maybe it's some level of hobby activity. So just make sure that you choose something where you already talk about those things, you already have some interest, or at least you have enough interest in a way where you can go out and search for it, you can look for it, you can learn about it, you can read books about it if possible. So do not pick up a niche where you do not have any interest. Pick up something where you would want to start a site and maybe run that site for a couple of years. Now, if you have no idea, you have no niche site idea in your mind, then do this, and this works really well for me, is have a notebook, a note-taking app on your smartphone, and whenever you see something, you think of something, you come across something that looks like a good niche idea, then make a note of it. And in a few days you would notice that you would have a lot many ideas. Maybe you're watching television, maybe you'll find so many things within your house that could be good niches. Maybe you're talking to your friends, maybe you're searching for something. Just keep this in mind, that in case you come across something that could be a good niche idea, just note it down. And after a few days you would notice that you would have some really good topics. Let me also give you a couple of ideas that could be good niches. Sports could be good niche. Again, you need to choose something specific, not like an overall sports site, but sports is a good niche. Things you do in your home are good niches. For example, it could be gardening, it could be cooking, something related to the kitchen, it could be something related to fashion or personal care. It could be, let's say, about your hair or makeup. These could be good niches. It could be about fitness, food, nutrition. So these are so many things that could be good profitable niche site ideas, and obviously you'll have to refine these, but these could be good starting points. Now let's move to the next one, which is the scope of the niche. And with the scope of the niche, I mean that you should pick up an idea, a topic, where you can make it profitable, but at the same time you're not targeting too many people. So there is a saying which says the riches are in the niches, which means that you need to niche down. You need to niche down enough so that you are serving a set of people, and it also increases your chances of succeeding and getting more search traffic. Uh, Now, to talk a little bit about how algorithm and Google search works, is that they would prefer those sites that they can consider authority in a specific niche. So let's say you start a site about sports, and I start a site about swimming, and you're writing 100 articles about sports in general, and I write only articles about swimming. Then my site would be considered an authority in swimming when compared with your site, because your site looks more generic, but my site is more niche down. So if possible, niche down, and make sure that you are covering one specific topic instead of trying to cover a lot many. Now, at the same time, there is also a risk of niching down too much. So you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into choosing something which is too specific. Let me give you an example. I came across this site that was being sold on one of the platforms, and that site was about cheese graters. Now, this is an extremely niche down site. Now, I'm not saying this cannot make money. Probably it'll make decent money, maybe a few $100s or a few $1,000s a month, but there is a limit to what it can make, because the niche, the content that can be generated for cheese graters is limited. How many products can you review? How many information articles can you write? But instead, if you do not go so niche, and instead, let's say you pick up a topic which is about cheese. Now that's quite broad and also gives you the flexibility to cover a lot of other topics. So you can cover so many cheese recipes are there. There could be so many cheese related equipment. It could be grater, it could be a cheese knife, could be about barbecuing cheese or grilling cheese. I don't know, I'm not into it, but there are so many ideas that you have within cheese that you can write about. So don't go too deep into a niche, but do not talk something which is too generic. Keep the scope of your niche site in such a way where you can write a lot of information articles, if possible review a few products, and make money through Amazon affiliate. So keep it in such a way where you have enough room to create content, but you're also not talking about too broad stuff. So don't talk about food, but instead talk about specific kind of food. Now, how do you decide what's the right scope for your site? So for this, I would rely on some of the tools, which would be keyword research tools. You can also look for the keywords on Google, but the tools that I recommend is Ahrefs and SEMrush. And these are decent tools for keyword research. For keyword research, I primarily rely on SEMrush. And what this does is, I have a topic in mind. Let's say I start with something really specific. It could be, let's say, gardening. So I put gardening within this, and it would give me a lot of keyword ideas. From there, I can niche down. And if I come for something which is a lot more specific, a lot more niche down, let's say I recently heard of a niche called bucket gardening. So if I come across bucket gardening and I put it there, then I can see how many keywords are there. And if I can see that there are enough keywords to write content about, if there are enough products that can be reviewed, then that becomes a decent niche. But if I see that there is not many content opportunities, then I would probably not get into that. So you would have to do that level of research. So make sure that you think about the niche in terms of try and niche down as much as possible, but not too deep so that you don't have enough room to create content. Now, the third thing that you need to consider, which most of the people would not tell you about, because this is very country specific, is the target country. And most of the people would not talk about this, because in many cases, the people who are starting sites, they're starting their site for the US market or the Canada market or the UK market. So if you are starting a site which is for, let's say, UK, US, Canada, Australia, Middle East, then these sites can make decent money with display ads. But if you're starting a site for countries in Asia, India, Southeast Asia, then even if you get a lot of traffic online, you would not be able to make money with display ads. And this is one of the main considerations that I have when I'm starting a site, because I always start a site for the US market because the ad income is good there. And I am more of an ad guy. I make most of my money through display ads. So this is really, really important for me. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot make money if you start a site for India. Actually, you can, and I have a couple of sites for India as well. But first of all, the display ad income is almost out of the question, because it would need you a lot of site traffic to make money through display ads. And you can make money by selling products or being affiliate to products, but in that case, I don't prefer that thing, because I prefer display ads. But in that case also, you need to make sure that there are enough products to review, or there are enough affiliates to use. For example, if you start a site for Amazon affiliate, and recently in the pandemic, we have seen that Amazon has cut down their commissions in the US market. Amazon has completely shut down their Indian affiliate market. So in that case, if your site only solely relies upon Amazon affiliate income, then you would be negatively impacted. And if it's only Amazon earnings, then you would be completely wiped out. Your niche site would be completely shut down, because you'll not be making any money. So when you are picking a niche, make sure that you consider the target market and you have enough opportunities in that target country. The fourth thing that I want to talk about is competition. And again, this is really, really important. There are two parts to it. The first is that you need to pick up a niche or a topic where there is competition, but there is not too much competition. Because if there is too much competition, then it will take you a lot of time and effort to make money and monetize the site. And the the idea here is that we should start a site in such a way that we start monetizing and make money through it a lot faster. And if you pick up a site which is in highly competitive niche, such as, let's say, make money online or hosting or finance or even food and let's say dieting, these are extremely competitive niches. And if you pick up a topic in this niche, then it'll take you a lot more effort, a lot more money, a lot more time to monetize it. And that would maybe dishearten you. You may probably give up, because if you're a beginner, then you would want to see the money coming in a lot faster. So don't pick up an idea where the competition is too high. But at the same time, do not pick up an idea where you cannot see any other site in that niche. You need to have some level of competition. And I say this because when you have competition, you can get inspired by them. You can see what's working for them, what's not working for them. Whatever is working for your competition, the easiest way to make money is, if they're making money, just copy what they're doing and you can start making money from that. So if you have no competition in a niche, the first question that comes to my mind, because it's a red flag, is why is there no competition? Why are there no sites in this niche? Now, if you are extremely lucky, you may end up with a niche where there was no competition but still money to be made. But as a rule of thumb, do not pick up those niches where there is no competition or where there is an extremely high competition. Pick up something which is in the middle. Pick up something which has low competition, maybe even medium competition. And we'll talk about how you can pick up those niches maybe in some other video. The other thing that you need to consider when starting a niche site, which is the fifth thing, is the financial viability of the niche, which means that how much money can you make from it and whether money can be made or not. So a lot of people I know, they start a site first because they have something in mind. They are, let's say, into something. They are into a certain kind of sports, and they think, okay, this is something that I can start a site about. And they don't think of financial viability or if money can be made or not. And then later they regret because there are not enough products to be covered, or there are not enough people looking for that specific topic. And when you don't have enough people looking for it, then the chances of making money is less. So make sure that you consider the financial viability. Now with this I mean, just do a little bit of keyword research, and again use the tools such as Ahrefs or SEMrush, and see if there are enough people looking for that thing or not. And if they are, then have a look at other sites and see what they are doing, how they are monetizing stuff. If you only find sites that are using display ads and nothing else, then that is not a good thing. If you can find sites that are monetizing using different methods, it could be Amazon affiliate, it could be display ads, it could be selling their own products, it could be consulting and services, then that's a good sign. If you can find sites that are using multiple ways to make money, then that's a good sign. So make sure that you consider financial viability, and you have at least an idea of how you are going to make money through that site even before you write the first article. So go out, do some research, have a look at the competition. The next thing that you need to consider is the trend in the niche topic. So for example, if you pick up something which is quite stable in the trend, and you can have a look at the trend through Google Trends, it's a free tool, and what it'll show you is over the past years how the trend has been. It could be stable, it could be going up, it could be going down. Do not pick up those niches where the interest is going down. A typical example of this would be vaping or e-cigarettes. Now, e-cigarettes had a huge interest a few years ago, but now there have been regulations coming in. It's getting banned in so many countries, and the interest is going down over the time. So you don't want to pick up a niche like this. Similarly, if there is some fad that comes up, a few years ago there was fidget spinner. Now those are the things that have a huge spike in interest, but then it quickly dies down. So you don't want to pick up something which is where the interest is going down or is anyway very low. You want to pick up something where the interest is either going up or it's stable, and you can easily find this using Google Trends. And the last thing, which again is very important, and something which is not very tangible, but to consider about, is to play to your strengths. And with this I mean is that if you do not like writing content, then don't start a blog. If you like creating videos, then it's better for you to start a YouTube channel. Or if you have money and you can deal with freelancers and writers and work with people on Upwork or hire agencies, then it may make more sense for you to start a site and then outsource stuff. So make sure that you play by your strengths. I started my first site and I enjoyed writing content a lot more than creating videos or designing or website designing or graphic design or anything else. I enjoyed content writing a lot more, and that is what I have been doing. Now, if you pick up something where you don't enjoy the process, you will end up giving it up, and we don't want that. Consider your next niche site as an online business that you're creating. Maybe you will be doing it for next 3, 4, 5 years, and you don't want to be doing something you hate for the next 5 years. So obviously there would always be some parts where you would not like that. So in my case, I don't like a lot of management and graphic designing and working with the writers, but I do enjoy content writing. So there is some part of my website, running my website, where I enjoy it. But if you pick up something where you don't like it, then it'll be a disaster for you. So make sure that you pick up something where you like it. So these are the 7 things. Just to quickly recap it: you need to be familiar with the niche, you have some interest in the niche. The second was the scope of the niche, so make sure that there is enough scope for you to grow that site and make money through it. The third one was the target country. Make sure that you target the right country. In case you're targeting India, then there is enough money, enough opportunities for you to make money. The fourth one was the competition. Make sure you do not get into a niche where there is high level of competition, but also do not get into a niche where you cannot find any competition. Pick a middle ground, a site with low competition or medium competition. Then there was financial viability. Even before you write your first blog post, make sure you know how you can make money and work towards it. Then there is the trend. If you pick up a topic, make sure that the trend is either stable or going up. Don't pick up something where it's a fad or the trend is going down. And play to your strength. Do stuff. Make sure that there are things in your running the niche site. There are things that you enjoy. There are things that you can do for years to come instead of hating it. So make sure that you consider these 7 things. Again, these are the things that I consider. You may have your own couple of extra additional things that you may want to consider. But typically, if you take care of these 7 things, you would end up choosing a good, profitable niche site that could make you money in the years to come. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Thank you and have a nice day.